At this time, I'd like to welcome you aboard Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum's Missionary Ridge Local. Today, we'll be taking a historic journey over to our East Chattanooga depot, where, if you would like, you will have the opportunity to get off of the train and view our 1916 era turntable in operation, as well as a brief look inside of our repair and restoration shops here at Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum.
All right, then.
We will have some historical points of interest along our journey today, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy a ride with us.
All right, then. All right. Well, guys, we're on the move. All right. Southern.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I think that's the area. That's towards where we're going.
Tennessee Valley. Tennessee Valley and Georgia. The tag. All right, we're on the move, guys. We're on the move. This spell holds up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you look to the left-hand side of our train, according to our current direction of travel, you will see what appears to be a gravel road. This is the original location of the line we now travel on. It was known as the East Tennessee and Georgia Railroad and was laid out beginning in 1858. It was later raised up to our current position due to excessive flooding in the area in the early 1900s. Also, if you keep your eyes on the left-hand side of our train, again, according to our current direction of travel, you will see, adjacent to a replicated section of track on the lower portion of the line, just before crossing Chickamauga Creek, a tree with a yellow band marker next to a sign indicating the high water mark of the Great Flood of 1867, which was 9 feet above ground level.
Yeah, be on that side. I see the Chickamauga Creek now.
As we make our way across Chickamauga Creek, we're working our way towards the second bridge of our journey over the Western and Atlantic Railroad. Now, the Western and Atlantic Railroad was the first to come into the Chattanooga area, built in 1850. It was built by the state of Georgia, is still owned by the state of Georgia, and is leased out to CSX for freight transportation. You'll be able to see this shortly from both the left and the right-hand side of the train, respectively, as we cross over. The Western and Atlantic would go down into history books as the dramatic setting for an event in the American Civil War known as the Andrews Raid of 1862, also known as the Great Locomotive Chase, where a group of Federal raiders, Union spies, 20 of them, led by a civilian, James Andrews, plotted to steal a Confederate locomotive in Georgia, running it northbound on the Western and Atlantic toward Chattanooga, in order to tear up as much track, burn as many bridges, and cut as much telegraph wire as possible in order to disrupt crucial Confederate supply from Atlanta to Chattanooga. So in April 1862, Andrews and his raiders made their way through East Tennessee, again dressed in civilian clothing, and boarded the northbound train at Marietta, Georgia, headed by the engine general. Upon their arrival in modern-day Kennesaw, Georgia, then known as Big Shanty, the Confederate crew for the train stopped off for a brief breakfast at the nearby Lacey Hotel, at which time Andrews and his men took the opportunity to uncouple the engine general and 3 cars and steal them, thereby heading northbound with the stolen train. The Confederate conductor William Fuller noted his train was leaving without him and pursued first on foot, then by pushcart, ultimately utilizing 3 locomotives in the chase to reclaim his stolen train. The third and final locomotive used in the chase was the engine Texas. However, the engine Texas was oriented in the incorrect direction for the chase and pursued the engine general in reverse. Just 2 miles north of Ringgold, Georgia, Andrews and his raiders ran out of water and wood for the boiler on the engine general and were forced to bail off the locomotive with a cry from Andrews, "Every man for himself," hoping to evade Confederate capture. However, all raiders were soon captured and held in Confederate prisons in Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Atlanta. Ultimately, 8 of Andrews' raiders would be hanged as spies by the Confederacy for their actions in the stealing of the locomotive the general, including Andrews himself. However, on March 25, 1863, 6 surviving raiders would be called to Washington, D.C. to be awarded our nation's first highest military award for this initial action, the Medal of Honor. A total of 19 of Andrews' raiders would receive the Medal of Honor for this initial action, and 4 of them are buried in the Chattanooga National Cemetery. way towards the third bridge of our journey over Tunnel Boulevard. You might find it interesting to note that Tunnel Boulevard once tunneled underneath the rail line. However, when the line was elevated up to its current position due to flooding in the area, the top of the tunnel was opened and excavated, so we now have a Tunnel Boulevard, ironically, with no tunnel. Now, though we didn't see a tunnel at Tunnel Boulevard, we will be entering a historic tunnel shortly. The pre-Civil War 1858 Missionary Ridge Tunnel, which runs underneath Missionary Ridge. Construction began on the Missionary Ridge Tunnel in 1858, at the same time as our line. It was dug out entirely by hand during this time period with shovels and picks and hand tools. Dynamite was not used as it had not yet been invented, and gunpowder was not used as it could have caused a collapse in the excavation of the tunnel walls. The tunnel itself is 986 feet in length, which is 14 feet shy of